Okay, so wanted to talk about one of my favorite devs and his products, and I typically will support almost everything this dev puts out. I even have some and use some of his stuff on desktop. I'll show you which ones in just a second, but I want you to understand that there are the Fab Filter plugins, etc., out there. But for me, I'm all about using stuff that just works. And Fab Filter works. So does Tone Boosters. But when you talk about price, there's a huge difference. Even on desktop, Tone Booster stuff is super affordable. Um, and he gives you the full demo that you can use. You don't even have to buy it. Yet, I bought certain ones that I use a lot. So I think that this is more than fair and probably something if you're on iPad or iPhone, you should invest in. Oh, and check this out. FabFilter only works on the iPad and your desktop. Tone Booster works on desktop, iPad, and the iPhone, which is huge. So recently they dropped Tone Booster's Equalizer Pro. Now, just so you know, look over here, there is an equalizer that's here. Not that this one is bad, it's pretty good, but this new one is a dynamic equalizer plugin. And really, if you can get the bundle and you haven't purchased these, get both. It'll be worth it. Now, you can see the ones where obviously with the cloud I have, or if it says open in this case. But the other ones, like low tone and de-esser plugin, which I think is for vocals, I don't have. That one was free. I never use this, but it doesn't mean it's bad. It's just something I never use. I didn't buy his compressor, not because I don't like it, or I've seen videos on it. Not, but I have so many compressors, so I just didn't buy it. But it's probably still good, by the way. Barricade I use on desktop. Love this plugin. Real Bus, love this plugin. It's a must have. I don't have this one on desktop, but I have so many tape effects that I just don't have a need to buy it on desktop. But you can use it for free on desktop in the demo version. The reverb is really good. Um, it's probably as good as the Fab Filter reverb, I think. Um, that's just my opinion. The equalizer is really good. So flow tones, I never use it. I bought it thinking I would use it, but I just don't. If I'm being honest, it's not a bad plugin at all. It's just I don't use it. Voice picture, I don't know what possessed me to buy it. I really don't do vocals at all, but you can use it on samples. And the multiband compression plugin is actually really good too. I rarely use it, but then I don't make a lot of music on the iPhone and iPad as much as I used to. Partly because I mostly like Koala, and now that Koala's also on um, desktop, sometimes I'll just use it on the desktop. I won't even touch the iPad just because I don't feel like dealing with it. But that's just being honest. All right, so not that. Let's go in and take a look at this new one because I've only used it on the phone for like a quick second. So let's see what we can do with it. We're gonna get rid of this. Okay, here we go. So this is just my mic. Ignore that for right now. This is just a sample percussion loop, and I mean melody loop, and then this is Eventide's Black Hole. So this sounds like this without it. Turn it up. Without Eventide, this kind of gives it a little life. Okay, so let's pull this on. The first thing I like to do with these kind of plugins, because I'm not a sound designer, and I've said this in many videos. By the way, you can change the colors if the colors bother you for some reason. That one's kind of nice. So there's all these different colors in here, and I'm sure you could design your own probably. For my eyesight, I like these darker colors. So I'm gonna go with midnight blue. No, charcoal. There we go. All right, cool. So there are 4 bands, it looks like. And there's an EQ match, which is kind of dope. Oh, there's an analyzer. That's really good. And here's the EQs right here and what they're doing. The frequency, threshold, etc. Close that out. And I'm gonna use my hand to expand this screen. Edit. No, don't edit. Oops. So I guess whatever band you clicked on, A, B, C, D, is the ones that you're gonna edit. But look at the this reminds me of FabFilter. So look at the options you have to listen, to be able to adjust the gain, the key, the frequency, the attack, the range, whether you want it to be a low shelf. This is really nice. Let's see if I double click, can it go back? Nope. Okay, so you just hit the dump if you don't want to get rid of it. I don't really want to get rid of it. I just want it to go back here. Okay, cool. Double click the gain, it'll go back. Nice. Mind you, I'm looking at, okay, you can, that's nice. I'm kind of looking at it with you, like you probably would be looking at it if you've never seen it. It's just trying to figure it out, see what it does. All right, let's X out of that. So one of the things I typically do is I go in and look at presets, but it looks like with this one, and I haven't read much into it, they give you a little starting point, but then you create your own based on, okay, that's cool. Oops. Oh, you can create points too. Nice. Interesting. So I got to get used to, stop messing up is what I got to get used to. Okay, cool. All right, so let's see what the analyzer does when I play. So we're going to click the analyzer. Canvas signs. Interesting. Now let's just play this thing and see what it does. There's the settings, curves. EQ match. So you can put a reference in here and do that. That's cool. Boost what you need. Of course, you can use your hand. I'm sitting there doing my mouse, but just so you can see. This thing really is making nice adjustments to, okay. Mind you, I'm not an EQ expert, just exploring to see what I can get from this. Did this thing not loop? I think it didn't loop. Sorry, let me turn the loop on. Okay, let's run it again. This thing just sounds like transparent. Like I don't hear, like it legit is boosting signals, but it sounds so transparent. Like I can't hear the sound of the wave changing or anything. That's pretty cool. I mean, I hear the volumes and the different levels moving around, but I can't hear it changing or coloring the sound by any means. I mean, this dev is incredible. I got to give him his flowers for this one because I could tell you now, I couldn't even come up with something simple. So this is pretty incredible. Let me see how the headphone portion works. Oh, so you can mute out parts. Is that what that's doing? You know, one thing I would like. Okay, that's the link. One thing I would love to see on some of these, and I don't know how hard. Why is that clicking and popping happen? Let me see. That I would love to see on these apps, and this may not be possible, so I'm just throwing it out there. But certain features, like here, I mean, the gain is obviously what it does. The Q, we know what that is, but certain features, like if I don't know what they are, if I click it, just a little pop-up menu in the side somewhere, like a help feature. And it may be on here, but I don't see it. What does this mean? That must be like a bypass. I know what this is. Yeah, so it would be nice to see some stuff I know, but I'm imagining myself if I didn't know anything, how would the average person get this plugin and use it properly? I mean, of course, you would need to know some basic EQ things. And some of this is pretty self. Like if you know gain and Q and frequency and attack and range, then you might want to go do some research on that. Or even like with bypass, notch, low shelf, high shelf, peaking, and all that is. That's some stuff you'll need to know. It's kind of cool though that he has some basic preset type stuff in here for you to kind of get going on this. So that's cool. And then of course you could do your own. And I'm sure there's some stuff in here that I'm overlooking that you could do. Because it's still new to me, or perhaps there'll be some things that he adds to it. But so far, this is pretty impressive. It's definitely better than the older version, but they are a little different because this one I think is dynamic, whereas I think the other one is your standard EQ, if I'm not mistaken. Here, let's look at it real quick. Go to ToneBooster Equalizer. So this one has similar features, but it is different though. These little bars here, what are these? That's interesting. So it doesn't have an analyzer. It doesn't have an EQ match. See how he popped up like that? See the little pop-ups? If I hold something, is it holding or moving something? Maybe it's when I move it. Those are cool. I really like that. Yeah, so you can adjust the shape. This is really good. So he has some shape adjusters in the other one. If you know what you're looking for specifically, this is really good. All right, we can dump that. So the equalizer is really good if you don't have it. I would say get both in this case because they both have value when it comes to EQing. And I think if I had to pick like 2 to 3 plugins that you need to have on anything with regards to sound, music, etc., you got to have an EQ. You need some type of compressor, and you need some type of limiter. So compression limiter. What's cool about that is, oh, another reason why I didn't buy the trying to get it out of my mind. Another reason I didn't buy the compressor, I think, if I remember right, is because I like Barricade, and Barricade has a compressor and a limiter built into it, which was all I needed for the master. In fact, if you've ever watched my videos or any of my stuff, I always say there's a soft clipper in here, but I use the loud master preset, and then I just adjust the gain, and that's it on my master. It's pretty much this and Cleve Grand's Haze 2, which I set to like a natural stereo width, and that's it. That's all I use because it has a limiter, a compressor. Sometimes I'll even turn the compressor off if I think it's squashing it too much. I'll just turn it off and just keep the limiter, just so I can push the sound, and then pretty much that's it. My master is the Barricade, in case you're wondering, since I'm talking about it. Barricade, Haze, wherever Haze is. Let's grab, this is one of them, BFM. That goes at the end. And then Cleve Grand's, obviously I'm passing it. I know it's in here because I use it all the time. There it is. All right. In this order, by the way. And I just go natural width with this on where it's at. And then I use this right here on the waves to see the metering. I only have this here for the metering purposes. So like if I remove this and remove this and play this wave. See, now I can see, of course, most songs wouldn't just have this one little small sample going through. You would have dynamics with regards to your kicks and, you know, all that stuff. Then if you click here, you can look at it in stereo. So this little plugin has all the meters and things in there for me to look at, but I use the waves portion the most. So there you have it. Pretty simple. I just use that on this is my master. Oh, wait, I didn't even put Barricade in there. No wonder you couldn't hear it. All right, let me do that again. See how Barricade automatically brings up the sound? Here, I'll start at the beginning so you can see it with the... So BFM, I'm not going to say what that actually stands for, but just look it up as BFM. Say, because it does, stand for something. But anyway, and then the natural width and haze, which I use it just, again, to get that stereo width, the loud master with the compressor and limiter together, and Barricade. So ToneBooster again, and I use that on desktop. This exact setup, BFM, it'll work on desktop, but it doesn't work as well because I can't expand the screen on desktop. So what I do is I use XLN's Life, and XLN's Life has the meters or the wave form for me to look at. So I use that. So either way, you could use this or that. If you're on iOS, I would say use BFM. Yeah, so back to this. Let's plug it in. By the way, it looks like it bypasses when you remove it. So you could go in here and reset this. Well, Humble Start has now become locked into So you can add these, I guess, wherever you want. Let's just go back to the beginning. Looks like it's literally every move you make is going through. That's pretty cool. All right, so that's as far as it goes. So you can just add these in. I don't see how you, I guess X gets rid of them? No. Trash, okay. So if you need to get rid of one, click on it, double click, right click. You got to keep one apparently on there. This is really nice. The colors are great. Let's see, is there a way to change the color? Yeah, so here you go. If you want to change the color, it's right here. I know some colors bother people's eyes, so that's kind of great that he put that in there. And if you need to go in and set this, low shelf background. Wow, that's pretty good. And you got the different dBs you can use. Excuse me. Interesting. Duplicate 1 plus octave. So I gotta learn this a little more. This was just a unboxing type video with a plugin. First time using it. I still don't know everything in it, and that's okay. That gives you something to explore, and I think this looks really good. The fact that it's got the EQ match and the analyzer on it is huge, and then they've expanded beyond just the regular EQ with so many more options to adjust the sound the way you want to. Look at that. That is wild. But anyway, yeah, so really cool plugin. Looking forward to trying it out. Now, I will say the EQ Pro obviously does not have presets as far as already designed for you. You need to work on that yourself because every song is different. I mean, how could they give you... They could give you, I take that back, because the regular equalizer has some presets to kind of get you started. Particularly, you could use them for like mastering and things of that nature. But this one doesn't have any. You need to be able to save them. And that's okay because this is super simple to use so far. It's not that complicated. You're adjusting peaks and things. You're going to see the wave where you can know which one to adjust or not. So it should be pretty good. And then this looks like, I would say, is this the output? Yeah, it's the output. So you have an EQ range, EQ gain, so you can really fine tune your shaping, I guess I'll call it. Anyway, really cool plugin. Check it out. Equalizer Pro from ToneBoosters. And I'm sure this is on desktop as well as on iOS. So check it out and I hope you like it. All right, that's it for this video. I'm out.